What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Civ 5. It's here. It's been a while since I've made a normal video, I know, but we're back. Finally. Took a while. We're here. We're good. What we've got today is an interesting one. We have got a Doughnut map, if you've probably already looked, and there's probably a title, so, you know, it doesn't need too much explaining. But the civs I've chosen are just some generic ones. They're kind of influential, modern ones, but then it was kind of hard to define that, so I don't know. But we've got Japan, France, Korea, India, Russia, China, England, Germany, Brazil, and America. Is that all of them? I think there's 10. Unless I've missed somebody, I need to delete the settler, but ignore that. We'll get that done. Just make sure I move them all to the inside of the donut, just to sort of focus the naval battles on the inside. I mean, if they go to the outside as well, they of course can settle on the outside, but I thought we'd put them all on the inside, and I've moved them round to make up for it, because my spawn point was obviously over here, so I've sort of moved India down and stuff. Try and make it somewhat fair. But yeah, we'll let the first term run so that they all settle, and I can delete that settler out of the way. But yeah, I just think this could be fun. I see who does well, see what happens. It's bigger than I expected the sort of donut to be. There's a lot of space, which I think will be kind of cool. But yeah, we're going to probably see some solid blocks, and it's going to be interesting because it will probably give civs only sort of one option, or two options, I should say. You know, you can either go down, or if you're at the top, right or left. You know what I mean? But you'll only probably have your two neighbours that you can actually do anything about, which could make it pretty interesting. And we have the info addicts, and it looks like whatever was going wrong, the Pantheon didn't actually come up this time, but we did figure that out, and then I started making the game, and then I came up with this one. So this is what we're going to do, and I hope you enjoy it, I guess. Sort of yeah, normally, I mean, I hope you don't dislike it. That wouldn't be good, would it? But hopefully you enjoy it. And as I said, we're back. Hopefully there's going to be lots of fun. New stuff starting this week. Probably going to try and do some streams of some Let's Play stuff. And there'll be obviously more episodes of this. I don't want to say how often just yet. This is the first one. But there you go. So already we have a couple of two cities. China, Japan and France, both sort of just moving as you'd expect, sort of in their zone. Germany as well, adding India. There you go, their second city up and running. Russia grabs the second. Theirs is the only second one. Oh no, the US as well, and Brazil. Never mind, going coastal with theirs as well. Just England and Korea then, yet to get there. England goes all the way to the other coast, which is fine, they're more than welcome. And Korea is going to do the same thing as they reach the other side, which is good to see. Right, keep hitting next turn. And yeah, we'll live. Now they've all settled twice, there's sort of that slow period where they have to build up. So we'll let them do that. But yeah, be sure to pick a winner, whoever you think might win. India with the first Pantheon. Is that the first? Probably the first, unless I skip one, which is possible. It was the first. Goddess of Protection. So India will have that increased ranged defense for themselves. There is no barbarians, so early on that shouldn't be too much of a worry, but you never know. Korea and Russia may cause some issues. The western side of the map actually still looks fairly empty, but it'll be fine. There's 10. It's kind of split. Maybe one more. We could have moved Russia and China around a bit more in England, but it'll be okay, I'm sure. A few more Pantheons. Russia, desert folklore. Yep, that makes sense. They are in a bit of a desert. And Japan enters the classical era. The US as well. Never really had a good game, so it'd be cool if they do. Third city. Brazil going for a third as well. China has got their third up and running. Germany adds a third city as well here with Munich. And there we go. Classical era now for France and India as Japan gets their third city. Tokyo on the outer part of the ring. And Lyon for France, a bit nearer to home, not on that outer part of the ring. And yeah, Brazil grabbing their city inland as well. England with a second one on the edge of the ring with Nottingham. They've got to be careful, make sure they don't get, don't let Germany and China sort of come split them in half or anything. But we'll see how it goes. And there we go. we're off. And we get our first wonder, Brazil, with the Great Library. That's that free technology for them. So a fantastic start for Brazil there. That will be really, really useful for them. Bit of a science boost and a free technology. Cannot argue with that early on as a good choice to be going for. Still some civs without 3 cities, Korea and Russia. India just grabbed their third, as I said it, so that was avoided them. And they also have Lake Victoria here. Just go around, see if there's any of the other wonders around. I'm going to turn this on and then turn it off again because it's a bit much to be looking at it the whole time. Any other? Keep clicking this button. Any other wonders? Just one, just the Lake Victoria maybe. I have no idea. That would be kind of strange if it was the only one on the entire map. Maybe I'm missing some. That's one, isn't it? Which didn't show up on the resource icons anyway, so that was dumb. But Mount Kilimanjaro is on there too. France now has a 4th city. And so does Japan as they move around this coast. And the US completes the Temple of Artemis for themselves. So there we go. There is some historically interesting neighbours on the map, that's for sure, as Russia founds Eastern Orthodoxy first. Russia and China, of course, friends in real life. England and Germany, sort of enemies, genuinely, in years gone by. The Americas, civs, are next to each other. America and Japan, of course. Another bit of dislike there. Korea completes Stonehenge, which should see them get a religion, which is interesting, because Korea, of course, we're a very scientific civ, so combining that with religion could make for a very strong Korea. But they are sticking with their 2 cities at the moment, as are Russia. And we get another religion. India goes with Hinduism. So those two are pretty close. They're right next to each other, actually, India and Russia. So we'll see how that pans out. India now completes the mausoleum as we hit turn 50, and America's got the most money stored away at the moment, and France just grabbed a 5th city and a 6th on the way. Very aggressive from them as Brazil founds Catholicism. I was going to say Confucianism because I didn't read the whole word. Catholicism. And Japan is also going for city number 5. Germany grabbed number 4 on the outer part of the ring. And America completes the Hanging Gardens. So 15%, is it, faster growth in all their cities? That is going to be pretty useful. Give them a big population. Especially once all the territory's gone and the map space becomes limited. France does now have 6 cities, with Marseille settled in the desert. Maybe not as useful. And there actually is another wonder there, Mount Sinai, which will give them a lot of faith. Korea did grab a 3rd city as well with Jeonju. But Russia's also going for the 3rd one now. Germany has grabbed one right towards London. This is what I said could happen with Frankfurt. And England have also got Hastings and another one here again. But they might be a bit worried about Germany. And look at China's army already. We'll see what they're up to as Korea gets another wonder. They got Stonehenge, and now they have the Great Lighthouse too. That could make them a bit of a naval power in the inner ring, and I guess the outer ring as well, once that gets a bit more. Well, either way, yeah, I guess both. But there you go. Oh, there is the Great Barrier Reef here as well. America completes the Terracotta Army, which will give them an extra catapult and a swordsman. But Japan now looks like they have amassed a nice little army for themselves too. We will look at all the religions once they've sort of all been founded. There shouldn't be too many with only 10 civs. I guess there'll be 4, maybe 5 at a push. France with a 7th city, and that is really aggressive towards Japan, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see these two fighting fairly soon. Did Russia put it down? Yep, Novgorod is there. And so England put down Canterbury and Coventry, so they're still grabbing as much of this outer ring, but London looking a bit exposed. The US gets the Colossus, which is of course the free cargo ship amongst other things, and Korea has now founded their own religion as Germany puts down another settler to probably try and stop England grabbing any more out that way. But there's still plenty of space for pretty much everyone around the ring, particularly India, Russia, and Korea, because all of them had the most space and they've kind of settled the least. China completes the statue of Zeus, while Germany grabs the Parthenon, and India adds the Petra. I don't know, do they have much desert? They're kind of avoiding the desert, but they will have some, I'm sure, at some point in this game. And now the settling seems to have slowed from most of the civs. And there we go, our first war, and it is China v Russia. Okay, and Brazil grabs the Great Wall, which is very good for their own defense. But we'll see how this goes. We'll focus in on this. China, we did see with a lot of units. England grabs the Chichen Itza, wonder for themselves. We'll see if Russia can defend themselves. We can already see triremes being used here by China early on. But yeah, let's see how this goes. It looks like St. Petersburg could be at risk here of falling quite early on. Did England just add another city? I think they did. Yep, Warwick. Another one. Wow. Okay, but China certainly should take this. And yeah, there we go. St. Petersburg is there's not a good start for Catherine of Russia. But again, she's won more games than anyone else, so I feel like it was about time they had a bad start. Korea enters the medieval era. Wonder how they're getting on with France and aware of what China's up to in the south. If that prompts them to any action. We get towards turn 100 already. It's 80 now. Yeah, there's like a bit of a pause in the settling, apart from England, and they're just land grabbers, of course. But everyone else. Oh, there's another wonder, Mount Kailash down there. A lot of mountain-based wonders in this one, and of course Lake Victoria there for India. If Gandhi gets his hands on that, he's going to have a big city, I would imagine, because it obviously benefits India to have less cities that are huge, and a 6 food tile will not go amiss, I'm sure. Japan does now have a settler. Is Moscow? It is under attack. We'll see how this goes. This could end, yeah, pretty badly for Russia. China may be able to succeed here. Germany has put another city next to London and has now cut it off with Stuttgart. So I'm sure we'll see Germany v England very soon. Pretty sure. Although, unless they team up and fight China together, which wouldn't be a terrible idea either. Early on, either of those could be possibilities. And never mind, no, it is Germany against England. That seemed a reasonable action based on how the settling's kind of gone down so far. Oh, Canterbury. Yep, that's not what you want, is it, England? Not start you want. I don't know what England was doing. They should have just settled here the whole time. But India grabs the Oracle, which will be a free social policy. The US grabbing Notre Dame, which is 10 happiness. Japan has grabbed another city as well. And here we go, Canterbury under attack. Is Russia? Russia may manage to defend Moscow, which is good for them. And yeah, I mean, I guess for China, it weakens your neighbour early on, and your other two neighbours are fighting each other. That's an ideal start. As Germany grabs the city of Canterbury off of England. Germany, another one who's not genuinely done too well in AI games, but there you go, Dortmund settling up towards Brazil now. We'll see if that triggers any action out of Brazil to maybe stop sitting back as much. We will find out very, very soon. And it is time as we get into this sort of... Okay, we're going to hit turn 100, which is perfect. It is time as France declares war on Korea. Oh, Seoul could be in trouble there. And we also have the US v Brazil. Okay, this is exciting. But yeah, that will be it for episode 1. So it is time to make the picks. I'm pretty sure last time we did one of these, I actually just forgot to make a pick. So that was always good. I have no idea who to go with. I'm never really thinking about it as we're going along. I'm just commentating into the void. China made a good start. Germany are doing well here, grabbing the city. The US, can't really trust them. Brazil, I don't know, maybe a wild card. I'm liking Japan, but France is also looking good. I'm going to go with Japan, and why not? There you go. But let me know who you think is going to win in the comments down below. We will be back with this tomorrow. I've decided in that time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.